adverb, adverb of manner, adverb of place, adverb of time, adverb of degree. Welcome friends! My name is Anna and today I will help you in learning adverb. Let's go! Adverbs are words that are used to modify an adjective, verb or another adverb. An adverb tells us what, where, when and in what manner a thing is done. We must remember that an adverb never modifies a noun or a pronoun. Examples of adverbs include carefully, briskly, cheerfully, equally, quietly, rudely, and the likes. Let's read some more examples of adverbs. Sorrowfully, loudly, early, vertically, weakly, hotly. Welcome friends! Adverbs can be of various types. The first type of adverb is the adverb of manner. An adverb of manner answers the question how or in what manner. The soldier fought bravely. Bravely is adverb of manner. The boy sang softly. Softly is adverb of manner. The teacher screamed angrily. Angrily is adverb of manner. The boat rocked gently. Gently is adverb of manner. The son followed the mother closely. Closely is adverb of manner. The mother keeps the clothes neatly. Neatly is adverb of manner. Examples of adverbs of manner include bravely, softly, angrily, closely, gently, neatly, and the likes. Let's read some more examples of adverbs of manner. He swims well. The child ate chocolates greedily. He plays the flute beautifully. She ate the oranges slowly. Teacher taught the children sincerely. The child cried loudly. Welcome friends! The second type of adverb is the adverb of place. An adverb of place shows where the action is done. It answers the question where. The ball is in the bowl. In is adverb of place. The ball is outside the bowl. Outside is adverb of place. The clothes are kept there. There is adverb of place. The books are kept here. Here is adverb of place. The Christmas spirit is everywhere. Everywhere is adverb of place. He is nowhere to be found. Nowhere is adverb of place. Examples of adverbs of place include in, out, there, here, everywhere, nowhere, and the likes. Let's read some more examples of adverbs of place. All the children are here. The shoes are kept there. The boy is on top of the slide. The child is outside the fast food shop. Jane is standing ahead of Susie. He is going upstairs. Welcome friends! The third type of adverb is the adverb of time. An adverb of time tells us about the time when an event takes place. It answers the question when. I read the newspaper daily. Daily is adverb of time. Lena joined the office yesterday. Yesterday is adverb of time. Steve often eats ice creams in the evening. Often is adverb of time. I want the teddy right now. Now is adverb of time. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow is adverb of time. Uncle Reed comes to visit us sometimes. Sometimes is adverb of time. Examples of adverbs of time include daily, yesterday, often, now, tomorrow, sometimes, and the likes. Let us read some more examples of adverbs of time. He slept early in the night. Tom visited the doctor yesterday. Mr. Sam is going to London tomorrow. Tommy paints sometimes. I am going to a fancy dress party tonight. She is still waiting for her brother. Welcome, friends. The fourth type of adverb is the adverb of degree. An adverb of degree tells us about the extent to which an event takes place. It answers the question, to what degree or extent or how much. Lily is quite upset. Quite is adverb of degree. The color blue is very in. Very is adverb of degree. Tony has just kept the apples. Just is adverb of degree. The potter is the least bothered. Least is adverb of degree. You will find Steffi in the library most of the times. Most is adverb of degree. The frog almost fell in the river. Most is adverb of degree. Examples of adverbs of degree are quite, very, just, least, most, almost, and the likes. Let us read some more examples of adverbs of degree. The water is extremely cold. He hardly noticed what he was saying. The man almost dug the pit. The food is very tasty. The man was quite sad. The donkey sings most of the time. Once, Miss Stork and Mr. Fox were very good friends. They enjoyed each other's company quite a lot. One day, Mr. Fox cautiously invited Miss Stork to his house for dinner. Miss Stork, being of a kind nature, happily accepted Mr. Fox's invitation. The next day, Miss Stork arrived at Mr. Fox's house a little early. Mr. Fox graciously invited her inside and asked her to sit comfortably. The friends quickly started talking. They were so delighted to be together that they happily sang songs for a couple of hours. Soon, it was time for dinner. Mr. Fox went skipping to the kitchen to get the warm and delicious dinner. Now remember, foxes are sly by nature. And so was our Mr. Fox. Slyly, he poured the soup in 2 shallow dishes and took them outside. Poor Miss Stork could not drink even a drop of the soup with her exceptionally long beak. She tried and tried, but the shallow dish made it impossible for her to drink the soup. On the other hand, Mr. Fox rather enjoyed Miss Dog's discomfort while comfortably lapping up the soup himself. She had to stay hungry in spite of being invited for dinner. She angrily stormed back home but thought of a cunning plan. The next day, Miss Dog respectfully invited Mr. Fox for dinner. Mr. Fox gladly accepted the invitation. When he arrived at Miss Dog's house, she also greeted him politely. Again, both the friends got talking and enthusiastically sang songs for an hour or so. Once it was time for dinner, Miss Dog went inside to get the delicious supper. She hummed loudly while warming the soup. The yummy aroma of the soup starting tantalizing Mr. Fox's taste buds. He eagerly awaited for the soup. When Miss Dog came out, she was carrying 2 bottles with long necks filled with wonderful smelling soups. As soon as Mr. Fox saw the bottles, his face fell by quite a degree. While Miss Dog happily gorged on the soup, our Mr. Fox could not get even a drop of it. He also had to return home hungry. But he understood his mistake and promised never to behave cunningly with anybody else ever again. Hello friends! How are you? Do you enjoy the story? I enjoy a lot. But how much we understand the adverb? Let's learn with fun. Here are some blanks that we have to fill with correct adverb using help box. So, take a look. The snail moves dash. Slowly. The snail moves slowly. Slowly is adverb. The naughty boy dash completes his homework. Never. The naughty boy never completes his homework. Never is adverb. Mr. Simpson dash sleeps after eating his lunch. Often, Mr. Simpson often sleeps after eating his lunch. Often is adverb. The princess was dash happy to see the prince. Very. The princess was very happy to see the prince. Very is adverb. The boy drove the car dash. Carefully. The boy drove the car carefully. Carefully is adverb. Lily is known to dance very dash gracefully. Lily is known to dance very gracefully. Gracefully is adverb. It is raining dash heavily. It is raining heavily. Heavily is adverb. The bride dressed dash beautifully. The bride dressed beautifully. Beautifully is adverb. Dash the fish was saved. Luckily. Luckily the fish was saved. Luckily is adverb. The birds are flying dash in the air. High. The birds are flying high in the air. High is adverb.
Are you sometimes wondering when to use good and when to use well? Are you unsure whether you should say real nice or really nice? Then join me in this lesson for a review of English adverbs and adjectives. This lesson is sponsored by Lingoda Online Language School, which is a provider of live English lessons with qualified native teachers. More information about Lingoda at the end of the video. Hello and welcome everyone. This is Minu at AngloLink. In this lesson, we're going to review adjectives and adverbs and look at some common mistakes that you might be making with them. We'll end the lesson with an exercise so you can check your understanding. By the end of the lesson, you will have a clear idea of how to use adjectives and adverbs and how to avoid some common mistakes. So, when you're ready, let's begin. Common mistakes with English adjectives and adverbs. Before we start looking at the common mistakes, let's have a quick review of what adjectives and adverbs are and how we formulate them. Let's start with adjectives. What's an adjective? An adjective describes a noun or a pronoun, someone or something. And an adjective usually comes before the noun. For example, we made slow progress, or he's an amazing cook. But an adjective can also come after verbs that describe someone or something. For example, be, get, become, etc. These verbs are called linking verbs. Also, after a sense verb like smell, taste, feel, look, seem, etc. For example, our progress was slow. Our progress seemed slow. Our progress felt slow. Or with sense verbs, for example, his food tastes amazing. His food smells amazing. It looks amazing. There's also another type of adjective called participle or participial adjective. These adjectives are formed out of the present or past participles of verbs. For example, if the verb is to amaze, you can have the present participle, amazing, and the past participle, amazed. These are adjectives. Or to interest is the verb, and interesting and interested are adjectives. Usually, ing adjectives describe the person or object. For example, he is an interesting person. His stories are interesting. Ed adjectives describe feelings and attitudes of people. For example, we're interested in him and his stories. Right, let's look at adverbs. What's an adverb? An adverb describes a verb, an action verb, or an adjective, or another adverb, or even a whole sentence. For example, we progressed slowly. Slowly describes progressed. He is an incredibly amazing cook. Here, incredibly is an adverb that tells us more about amazing, the adjective. He cooks really amazingly. Here, really is an adverb telling us more about another adverb, amazingly. And finally, interestingly, he comes from England. Interestingly relates to the whole sentence, he comes from England. Right, let's have a quick look at formulation. As you can see, to change an adjective into an adverb, we usually add ly to it. For example, slow becomes slowly. Interesting becomes interestingly. If the adjective ends in y, change it to I before adding the ly. For example, happy, happily. Or lucky, luckily. Now, there are a few exceptions that you have to be aware of. Let's have a look. One exception is that there are a few common adverbs that are not formulated with ly. The most common one is good. The adverb for good is well. And then the rest of the adverbs that you're going to see don't change from their adjective form. For example, fast stays fast. Hard, hard. Early, early. Late, late. Far, far. Long doesn't change, long. Short stays short. Straight, straight. And finally, fine, fine. A little note about good and well. As we've just seen, well is the adverb of good. But well also means healthy. So when asked, how are you? If you want to say you are in good health, you can say, I'm well. If you want to say you're doing generally okay, say, I'm fine. In the past, it was considered a mistake to say I'm good. However, these days this expression is becoming more and more common as an alternative to I'm fine. So, how are you? I'm well, I'm healthy. How are you? I'm fine, I'm doing good. I'm good. Another exception is that there are a few words ending in ly that are not adverbs but adjectives. Some examples are lovely, friendly, lonely, orderly, silly, lively, deadly, timely. You cannot change these adjectives into adverbs. You can use the words way, manner, or fashion to describe an action with these adjectives. For example, she was lovely. She welcomed us in a lovely way, in a lovely manner, in a lovely fashion. Another exception, the following ending in ly are both adjective and adverb. Weekly, monthly, daily, and yearly. For example, you can say it's a weekly magazine or I receive it weekly. And finally, we have another exception. In formal spoken English, you may hear the following adjectives instead of the adverbs. That was really nice. Nice is an adjective, so the word should be really. However, you will frequently hear, that was real nice. Or, instead of come quickly, you may hear, come quick. The computer is running slowly today. The computer is running slow today. He doesn't speak loudly enough. In informal English, you will hear, most probably, he doesn't speak loud enough. Right then, it's time to look at some common mistakes. The first one is to use an adverb after linking or sense verbs. For example, the situation seemed unusually. As you now know, the situation seemed unusual is the correct sentence. Or, your garden looks beautifully. Your garden looks beautiful. Because although the adjectives unusual and beautiful are not next to the noun, they describe the nouns situation and garden, not the verbs seemed and looks. Another common mistake is using the ing form to describe someone's attitude or feelings. You may hear, Jane is boring by his stories. As you now know, it should be Jane is bored by his stories, because his stories are boring. Or another example, they were surprising by the news. No, they were surprised by the news, because the news was surprising. Another common mistake is using an adjective to describe a verb, another adjective, or an adverb. For example, you may hear he sings good. Sing is an action verb, and therefore you need the adverb. And the adverb for good is well. He sings well. Another example of a mistake, he is a wonderful good singer. Wonderful is about good, therefore it should be another adverb. He is a wonderfully good singer. Another example, you may hear he sings incredible well. Incredible tells us more about well, therefore it should be an adverb. He sings incredibly well. And finally, as you will remember, the words hard, late, and short are both adjectives and adverbs. However, the words hardly, lately, and shortly also exist, but with completely different meanings. Let's have a look at their meaning. Hardly means almost not. For example, if you say, I hardly know him, it means I don't really know him. If you want to use hard as an adverb, just use the same word, hard. He is a hard worker, adjective before worker, and he works hard, hard describing the verb work. Let's look at lately. Lately means recently. So if you hear I haven't seen her lately, it means I haven't seen her recently. If you want to use late as an adverb, keep it to the word late. For example, the bus was late and I arrived home late. And finally, let's look at shortly. Shortly means soon. If you say, I'll call you back shortly, you mean, I'll call you back soon. If you want to use short as an adverb, keep it to the word short. For example, it was a short speech, adjective. He cut his speech short, adverb. Right, it's time for some exercises. Choose the correct form to complete each sentence. Number 1. Yesterday I finished work very. You're looking for the adverb to describe finish. The adverb for late is late. So yesterday I finished work very late. Number 2. This bread smells. We're looking for an adjective to describe the smell of the bread. Therefore, the correct answer is good. The bread smells good. Smell is a sense verb. It's followed by an adjective. Number 3. This is true. We're looking to give more information about the adjective true. Therefore, we should have an adverb before it. This is absolutely true. Number 4. Can you see anything? No, I can see anything. We're giving a negative answer. Therefore, we need the negative word hardly. No, I can hardly see anything. Number 5. I was by the image. We're describing the feelings of the person. Therefore, the correct adjective is fascinated. I was fascinated by the image. Number 6. This is a report. We're looking for an adjective for report, and monthly is the adjective. Number 7. Yesterday's meeting was... We're describing the meeting, not the people's feeling, so the correct adjective is tiring. Yesterday's meeting was tiring. Number 8. She spoke to the child. We're looking to describe the verb speak. Therefore, we need an adverb. Lovely is an adjective. Therefore, the correct answer is lovingly. She spoke to the child lovingly. Number 9. I have worked on this project. We want to describe the verb, the action verb work, and therefore we need the adverb hard. I have worked hard on this project. And finally, number 10. They welcomed us in a fashion. We're looking for an adjective to describe fashion, and friendly is that adjective. They welcomed us in a friendly fashion.